Alright, guys, so I got some stories for you today. So, I have some example personal statements. Now, these, I don't remember where I really got these. They're pretty old, but the principles still hold very true. And I think these give some good examples of what to do and what not to do when you're writing a personal statement. I'm going to read through some of them and then we're just kind of talk about it and see what you guys think. We're going to start here with the hook. Let me know if this hooks you and gets your interest. I was nearing the end of an exhausting normal day making rounds with the hospitality cart and was relishing the fact that I had only a few short stops left before I could finally call it a day. Arriving at the children's cancer floor, I announced my presence and watched quietly as a few tired, disheveled. Who uses words like these? Parents approached the cart for a well-deserved breakfast. On this day, a bald, bright-eyed little girl came to the cart herself to bring back breakfast for her mother. I was struck by her pleasant smile and polite manners. Despite her obviously difficult circumstances, she smiled widely from ear to ear and bounced alongside with a noticeable spring in her step. Suddenly, I felt terribly guilty for my less than positive attitude. At only 6 years old, this little girl had taught me a powerful lesson. Though it may not seem so profound to everyone else, the impact of the day has stayed with me ever since. I have taken this lesson to heart and to see good in all things. I believe a good positive attitude is important to develop for both physicians and patients. One particular situation that I continually remind myself to smile about, no matter what happens in my mother's eye condition. Alright, do you feel hooked? Despite them using some kind of weird big words to try and make them sound smart. I don't think that's how they really talk. Not bad, but I don't really feel that hooked. Alright, so apparently, because I can't read very well, and I feel like this video will be too long if I read everything, I'm probably going to summarize some of the middle stuff for you. Oh, and by the way, so these are all for people trying to be doctors. Well, I mean, we're doctors too, but physicians, like, this is more medical field. But it still holds, but all the principles, again, still hold true. It's the same thing. We write the same kind of personal statements. So anyways, they go on to talk about their mother had kind of a rare eye condition that they learned. They had interest in the medical field from that. They saw doctors and how doctors knew so much and was very interested in that. Then they talked about how they worked in the ER for a while. I will share this because I think it's interesting. While working in the ER, I often found myself facing difficult challenges. One challenge I have is when the emergency room is crowded, the nurse will tell me a room to put patients in, but sometimes that room is still occupied with previously discharged patients. At that point, I must try and find an appropriate room to put the current patient in or decide if it is better for them to wait in the waiting room or inform the nurse of the changes. That was a lot to not really say much. So I don't really like that. That's kind of very fluffy and like that doesn't sound that impressive. Like I'm sure that is stressful and hard in the moment, but like that doesn't sound that impressive for you becoming a doctor. So cut a lot of that. But yeah, so similar things like that. They found the ER very interesting. They talk about a time where a kid came in from a skateboard injury. Got hit in the knee, got hit in the leg with a skateboard. You could see kind of the bone muscle is, it's pretty deep. You could see bone and muscle, and they were very interested by that. Again, not the most compelling example, but. And then they talk about how they became an HIV counselor, and before that they didn't really even know what HIV was or how it was contracted or things. But they became more confident and comfortable as time went on. All right, so now kind of like they start wrapping it up. So being able to establish trust with the clients is incredible and at times challenging to have them open up and talk about their most personal experiences. To me, the challenge is like a puzzle or a mystery that needs to be solved. The challenge motivates and excites me. A good mystery book keeps me guessing, and I can put the book down till I figure it, and I cannot put the book down till I figure it out at the end. The challenges, the people, the interactions, the learning, the differences I can make in someone's life, and the excitement all entice me to become a physician. I want to be able to touch someone's life as much as the smiling little girl touched mine. Overall, it's nice. I think this is a little bit light, like a little bit fluff in there. So, one question. So, what I want you to think after we go through these is, what do I feel like I know this person? And do I feel like I know them? Not really. I feel like they seem like a good person. They seem nice. They seem like they care about patients, which is good. They do that well. So things I would ask, like, do I feel like I know them? Do they seem like they would be able to get through medical or dental school? And then, do they seem like they'd be a good doctor? Now, so this looks pretty good. They seem, like I said, they seem like a good person. They seem nice. They seem like if they made it to become a doctor, that they probably would be a pretty good caring doctor. That being said, nothing in here really strikes me as like too impressive. They had some jobs, but they didn't really capitalize on trying to sell you that like they are hardworking. You know, they don't really capitalize on that and selling that they're hardworking, that they can, you know, that handle the challenges of medical school, dental school, whatever, residency, becoming a doctor. Like it's hard, and this doesn't really convey a lot of confidence in that. And again, I think this one I'm fairly interested, but I'm not that interested in. It's again could be a little bit more compelling, a little more interesting.
So, like I said, here are the questions I like to ask myself when I read personal statements. And you can ask yourself these questions, or when other people read yours, they can ask themselves these questions. Do I feel hooked in the intro? So, honestly, they're going to read a lot of these personal statements. So, try and help yours to stand out, make sure it's hooked, make sure they don't get bored, make sure they keep reading. They want to get to know you, they want to feel like they know who you are after this. So, does that show in your personal statement? They want to know that you can do well in dental school. So, do you show them that you are organized, that you're hardworking, that you're capable, that you can make it through dental school? And then, along with that, show them that you will be a good doctor. So, kind of the things above, but also show them you're a good person, you like to help people, you're dedicated, you're going to do a good job. And a bonus tip, I like to show growth in personal statements. That's one of the main things I like to look for. Let me know what you guys think of the video. If you'd like more of these, let me know. And if you would like some help with your personal statement, please comment personal statement down below or ask any other questions you may need help with.